Hi, I'm Eddie Obeng, and this is How Daily. I bring you a different tool, a method, a way of thinking, which transforms how you get stuff done. Well, our focus here is not on why we should do stuff or what to do. I think you know that already. The question is, how do you get stuff done, and how do you get it done collaboratively? Today, I'm going to try and encapsulate for you a really crucial thing, which is how to get a group to learn and share and build capability together. It's called Learn by Teaching, and I'm going to walk you through how you do it on Cube. So jump on Cube with me, and let's have a look and find out what we can find. So welcome to Cube, where, as you know, the sun is always shining. You can see the blue sky out there, and I prepared for you the Learn by Sharing Pet People Engagement tool over here, Learn by Teaching Pet over here. So normally when you're trying to run a program, you get to the end of the program, and if it's a traditional program, you have an exam and everyone fills something in. If it's a normal sort of course or training or executive education, everyone fills in a happy sheet saying what they've learned and what they're going to do and how happy they are. And that's all well and good. And they go back to work, and then everything disintegrates. If you're serious about making things work well in our new world after midnight, where the pace of change is faster than we can learn, you want to embed the learning. You want to make sure that as the learning leaves, it goes into people's heads, it goes into the way of working. And if somebody hasn't quite understood something, they have a colleague or a tutor or somebody to go back to clarify so they can get stuff done. Because there's that little hump when you're starting to build new capabilities and new skills and new habits, which means you have to get really confident before you can do them. So Learn by Teaching is a way to wrap up a session, bringing everyone together so that they can actually, first of all, show off what they've learned, but also in addition to that, they can make sure that they share with each other what the key learning points are. Let me kill that in the corner. Key learning points are, and that there's a champion for each particular learning. So let's have a look. So what we do at the end of a program is, usually on a Pentacle New World program, we work with what we call people engagement tool, PETs. What's a PET? A PET would be something like Hopes and Fears or Rapid or any of these things you've heard of. Generally, it looks like a template, but it's quite complicated. You can go and read about how we make them, but it helps people solve a particular problem. So let's say, for example, a really popular one is something called a Gap Leap, which is a business model, business case model, which allows people to collaborate to deliver it. So on a program on a Pentacle program, over the duration of, say, a day, you'll probably learn Gap Leap, Sticky Steps, 5Ps, a whole bunch of different pets. And let's say there are 10 people. Let's pretend there are 10. Can I do 10? Let's pretend that's 10. It's not 10, but let's pretend it's 10. So there are 10 people. So what we do at the end of the session is we say, okay, let's have a look at all these things we've learned. Choose one, put your initials against it, X, Y, Z, K, F, R. So they all go and choose one of these things. And then we go, right, okay, we'll have maybe 3 stations, because there are only 10 people in the room with flip charts on them. And what will happen is I will announce the name of the pet. The person whose names or initials are against it will go and stand next to that flip chart, ready to teach to all the people sitting around what that pet is. What does that do? Forces this person to review and learn and make sure they can communicate it. Also turns them into a champion, so that when they're back at work, we know that, oh, if I'm stuck with Gap Leap, I go to XY or ZK because they know all about it. And so I announce it, everyone sits down, we have a round of explanations, usually to a minute, a couple of minutes to explain, because they know what it is already. They ask questions, then I ring a bell, and then we go for the next 3. So you rotate, and very quickly, you've worked your way through all the pets. Every single pet has a champion. Everybody has had the chance to revise and review, and if they didn't understand it, they get a second view, or they know who they can go to learn from it. And that is Learn by Teaching. So let's see how it works. First step, of course, is to have a grid. You probably put the pets here. I've just put 5Ps, 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 but it could be any pets. You put them all, Gap Leap, whatever it is. And then people would put their names against it. It's me, I'm Fred, I want to do that one. I'm Joe, I want to do this. I just put the same thing over and over again. Let's call it a different pet just for fun, okay? So you get all the names as I just described. And once you got all the names, everyone's seated around. You give them some time to prepare. What do they prepare? They prepare to explain what it is. You know, what is this pet? What is it all about? Okay. And then why do I need it? What's it going to do for me? And then it's how does it work? And then when do I use it? This is the same format as a quick guide, a pet's quick guide. If you've used any of the pet's quick guides on the internet, you can always find them at cube.cc/pets/quick guide, and then the name of the pet, people engagement tool. So they prepare literally the same thing as you'd find in a quick guide. And then we stand around and we have some learning and some laughter. So that basically is Learn by Teaching. It's not an exam, but it is. It's not a way of building resilience and understanding the organization, but it is. It's not a way of making sure people are on the spot, but actually it is, because they have to really concentrate. And what it does, it transfers the learning from the learning environment into the real life place, workplace, wherever it is, and has somebody who can champion it. So subscribe to the channel if you can. There's a newsletter on LinkedIn. You can always look at the quick guide yourself. I've been Eddie Obeng. Thank you.